this afternoon from Fenway. The Red Sox will wrap up the second-to-last homestand of 2017. It's Game 3 with the Oakland A's, an important game for a Red Sox team 3 games up on the Yankees with a long trip looming. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon. I'm Dave O'Brien. Very happy to be joined by John Valentin, a Red Sox Hall of Famer. And, John, Drew Pomeranz on the bump today, going for his 16th win of the season. I'm not sure anybody saw this kind of consistency, this kind of success coming for him, but he has emerged as one of the top starters in the American League.
He's been fantastic, obviously dominating in Fenway Park. We're looking for a great start from him today, but we're also looking for the offense to come out and put up some runs and be aggressive tonight.
Well, you know, that's been the case for Pomeranz all season long. He's been the lucky guy. He's had that horseshoe getting all of those runs, but look what he's done in his last 16, 9-1. A minuscule ERA, and he's just been dynamite here at Fenway Park. 3-0 in his last 5 starts, an ERA of 1.24. Firmly in that number 2 spot behind Chris Sale in the Red Sox rotation. So Red Sox expecting more of the same against the Oakland A's, and another rookie starter today. The left-hander just superb. He's been on quite a roll and very confident with his array of pitches, and maybe the best curveball in all of the American League. Game 3 with the A's coming up in just a moment. BuyAToyota.com. Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Lexus and the Lexus Strikes Out Hunger program. Plain Ridge Park Casino. Don't miss the Choose Your Ride giveaway Saturdays in September. The all-new Amstel X Light. Grab the 90-cal 2-carb great tasting light beer. And by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Drew Pomeranz taking the Red Sox out of the diamond, 15-5, a 3.35 ERA. And here's a look at the A's lineup he will face here this afternoon. Brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. And Marcus Semien will lead things off. He's the shortstop. Chad Pinder in right field. Jed Lowry's had a big series. He has 45 doubles this series at second base. Ryan Healy, the DH. Matt Olson homered here last night. He's at first. Matt Chapman at third. Renato Nunez in left field, with Mark Canha in center field, and Josh Phegley doing the catching and batting ninth against Pomeranz. And today facing one of his old teams for the second time this year in the Oakland Athletics. Brought to you by your New England Audi dealers.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Rafael Devers at third base with Bogarts at shortstop. Brock Holt getting the start at second base, and Mitch Moreland at first base. In the outfield, left to right, Benintendi, Jackie Bradley Jr. in center, and Mookie Betts in right field. The pitcher is Pomeranz, and doing the catching is Christian Vasquez.
Here are the umpires. They're brought to you by Toyota's website for deals. BuyAToyota.com. Andy Fletcher has the plate. Alan Porter at first. Joe West at second. Hunter Wendelstadt makes the decisions at third base. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit compare2toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV. And it is overcast at the moment. 81 degrees, mostly cloudy skies for the day. Not seeing any threat of rain. We did have a 17-minute rain delay last night. We thought they could have played through that, but they elected to tarp the field. Red Sox losing 7-3. It was a dull offensive effort last night. Red Sox looking to bounce back by Pomeranz today.
Yeah, we're looking for him to obviously continue to pitch well in Fenway Park, throw strikes, and hopefully get some offense today.
Well, the A's have been playing the role of spoilers and won 6 of their last 7. And the first one of the day from Pomeranz in there for a strike, and we're underway. Yeah, the A's beating the Angels and then sweeping the Houston Astros. Then won last night, so they've been a bit of a pest. Brock Holt there at second base today. Out number 1.
Nice ground ball to Brock. He handled that pretty easily for the first out.
You mentioned that Pomeranz is facing the Oakland A's for the second time this season. And you could make the argument that his outstanding 2017 season in some ways turned on that effort on May 20th in Oakland. That was an 8-3 Red Sox loss. He had no decision. And since then, he's lost just twice. He labored to throw 97 pitches in 4 innings on that afternoon in Oakland. And then John Farrell took him out with the score tied up 2-2. And they had what you'd have to term a spirited discussion inside the dugout about that move to take him out. But, you know, with that high pitch count and a winnable game, John got him out of the game.
Well, you know, you want the pitcher to throw strikes and be economical with your pitches. Sometimes when that happens, you can turn a season around, and obviously he's pitched pretty well.
His next 2 starts after that was 6 innings and 7-inning wins. And he's had high pitch count since then, no question about that. But although that's been something of a season-long battle, that seemed to be a day where he turned a corner. Down low on Pinder. And here's that discussion.
It's always tough when a pitcher, you know, wants to continue to pitch and, you know, the manager takes you out. So, you know, it's a tough situation.
I thought he made the right move.
Yeah.
Obviously, at that moment, Drew did not think so. And that's going to be in there for strike 3. So he puts away Pinder, 2 up and 2 down.
Nice Yes, it's a nice fastball. He locked him up with 2 strikes.
They'll send up Jed Lowry, who's had a nice series, 4 for 6. 277 with 12 home runs for the former Red Sox. And success against Pomeranz, 4 for 7 with a home run. Jed's having a really nice year.
Yeah, he's been an offensive threat a little bit.
45 doubles. And last night a triple down the right field line. Mookie Betts took off after it, went diving after, try and cut it, but it got past him. A's would score 4 times off of Doug Fister in the first inning, and you know, looking back on it now, it kind of felt like that was the game. Of course, Fister had been pitching nothing short of brilliantly until last night, but he took the loss. Long look in, and now time granted to Lowry. And a 1-1. Jackknifes him. Ryan Healy on deck. Some of that power for the A's. Healy's got 24 home runs. Olsen behind him with 18. Chris Davis out of the lineup today, so the Red Sox catch a break in that regard. That's 39 home runs. And a 2-1.
Oh, that's a good pitch.
Did not get the call. Andy Fletcher said no.
Yes, it's a nice breaking ball coming back door. Looks like a strike, but obviously didn't get the call.
A knuckle curve, which has been devastating for Pomerantz all summer. And he walks him. So Lowry is aboard and Healy is next. The Red Sox headed for St. Petersburg, Florida, in 3 games against the Rays. Ace Ticket, Boston's trusted source for Red Sox tickets from bleachers to boxes. Ace has the lowest prices to all games at Fenway. Treat yourself for someone special with tickets to a game. Visit aceticket.com now or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. Healy 268, 24 home runs, and some tape measure shots. Lowry aboard, and strike 1. Pomerantz coming off an 8-2 win over Tampa Bay. Obviously, he will not pitch in the coming series. Went 6 innings, struck out 7, allowed only 2 hits. Right past him.
Nice fastball right there, elevated. This is a nice 4-seam fastball. Obviously, it swung right through it. That's what we want to see.
Healy only 2 at bats against Pomerantz. He has 1 hit. Has him in the hole in the 0-2. Fly ball to right. Mookie Betts there. And puts it away for out number 3. A walk and 1 man left, and the Red Sox are coming up in the first inning against the A's. And here's the Sox lineup brought to you by Toyota's website for deals. Buyatoyota.com. Xander Bogaerts in a leadoff spot. Then Dustin Pedroia, the DH today. Benintendi in left. Betts in right. Moreland at first. Vasquez doing the catching. Rafael Devers at third base with Brock Holt at second. Jackie Bradley, the 9-man in center field. Against the right-hander Daniel Gossett. It's a first for everybody. He's a rookie. Red Sox have never seen him. 24-year-old out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. And he's had his issues at the big league level. Former Clemson University All-American. It's actually coming off one of his best starts as a major leaguer as part of the A's sweep of Houston. Pitched a good strong 6 innings in a win. Fly to right field. Pinder there. One gone.
Let's take a look at the defense. The A's defense today with Chapman playing third base, Marcus Semien playing short, Jed Lowry at second, and Matt Olson at first base. In left field, we have Nunez, Canyon, center, and Pinder in right field. Behind the plate is Fagley and Daniel Gossett on the mound.
And Pedroia in the box, the designated hitter. At .313 and red hot. 6 out of 8 in the series.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. That's what the Red Sox need.
Benintendi on deck. In fact, Pedroia has now hit safely against the Oakland A's in 26 consecutive games. Like it's personal. And he rolls that one foul. Now Pedroia is from nearby Woodland, California. It's about an hour and 20-minute drive from Oakland, so he's basically a next door neighbor. And he's been beating them up.
Always want to do that when you face somebody, going back, when you face someone from home.
The 2-1. The Red Sox about to hit the road for a critical 3-city trip. Red Sox longest road trip of the second half. And against a couple of division rivals and then Cincinnati.
Definitely got to win today. Put up some numbers for Pomerantz and let him pitch well.
You do have the feeling that it's a particularly important game. Obviously the Red Sox only 3 games in the lead. Chapman to cut that off on the infield grass, and he got him. 2 down. So here's the road trip to come. We'll have an off day in there in Cincinnati, but it starts against the Rays, who are 72 and 75. Then on to play the Orioles. The Red Sox have had a lot of difficulty with Baltimore, but the Orioles are not playing well. They've lost 7 of their last 10. Cincinnati has been out of it for a long time, last place in the Central, before the Red Sox come back home for the final week of the regular season against Toronto and Houston.
All teams that you feel you should beat.
Here's Benintendi. Into a .276. Now 80 runs batted in. The most RBIs by a Red Sox rookie since Nomar in 1997. Time to see who's been driving the ball. Presented by Toyo Tires. Last 4 games, Benintendi swinging it very well with 5 RBIs, a .444 average. Toyo Tires, the official tire of the Boston Red Sox. Now the scouting report on Gossett is an excellent curveball. That's the put away pitch. Low 90s fastball and a changeup. Trying to get him to go after that curveball. 2-2. Give you a side look here.
Yeah, it looks like he checked. Didn't look like he went, but that was his curveball.
Under Wendelstedt at third base. And a 2-2. And Gossett has pitched 75 in the 3rd innings. He's allowed 91 hits and 13 home runs. So he's been quite hittable. 6-footer, about 180 pounds.
Oh.
High fly ball. This is pretty well hit. Racing back Pinder, but he says he has it and puts it away to retire the side. Red Sox go 1-2-3 in the 1st. details, buyatoyota.com. Amica Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price. Franklin Sports, the official batting glove of Major League Baseball. And by Subaru of New England, supplying all-wheel drive vehicles with a passion for fall activities. John Valentin, Dave O'Brien, and Jemai Webster with you. You're always well-dressed. Jemai Webster is coming with us on the road trip, and he's going to put us all to shame, no doubt. Always got a great pocket square going, great shoes, matching belt. Right now he's racing to put his coat on.
It's a little hot right now, though, Dave, so I took the jacket off just for the time being.
We did the same thing.
Yeah. I'll throw it on here in a second and then show you the full ensemble.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. All of America thanks you.
Yeah. I usually try to go with the pocket square to kind of add the little splash to the ensemble. I pretty much pull it off every single time.
It's become your signature. Absolutely right. Olson, the batter. And a pop up there to left center field. Bogart's racing out. Benintendi coming on. Benintendi will make the play.
Nice play.
Burst of speed there to haul it in for the first out.
Absolutely. Okay. Gets that fastball in. 0-1 count. And he just comes on and makes that great play.
Benintendi with a nice burst here to haul it in. Tough to hit anything through this outfield. Benintendi, Bradley, Betts. As Chapman steps in, third baseman, 239. And this is a lineup, this Oakland A team, that grips and rips. They're trying to hit it 450 feet up and down the lineup.
Yeah, they hit some home runs, and obviously they strike out a little bit as well.
And you're being kind. 0-1 pitch. How do you feel? I mean, you're a guy who's obviously an outstanding hitter in your career. You've been a hitting coach. You've been a manager, the minor league level. You've done a lot of things with a lot of hitters. How do you feel about this new age of offensive philosophy, John, where, you know, strikeouts sort of be damned, and, you know, if you hit 20, 25 or 30 home runs, you can strike out 200 times. It's all about launch angle. It's a different philosophy than when you play. Well,
you really got to teach to the kid, but most importantly, you're trying to obviously make a kid well-rounded, understand how to work counts, and, you know, get in the pitches to throw strikes.
Strike three there on Chapman. Second K in the book for Pomerantz. And I understand that. I mean, teach to the athlete the strengths of those particular hitters. But I've heard a lot of modern day players, guys who've had a lot of success in the major leagues, talk about hitting over that shift now with all the shifting that's being done. You don't want to hit the ball on the ground anymore. You want to hit it in the air. And that's where the launch angle comes into play. And hitting philosophies like Tampa Bay and Toronto and this Oakland team, with varying degrees of success, are all the rage these days.
Yeah, organizations want you to drive the baseball, and they want you to try to drive it in every pitch. But most importantly, you got to know, how a pitcher is pitching and what's his strengths and weaknesses as far as fastball command as well as secondary pitching command.
Renato Nunez hit a left fielder, 23-year-old right-hand hitter. Just brought him up from the minor leagues, and he's a perfect example. He hit 32 home runs to lead the Pacific Coast League, and he also tied for 5th in strikeouts. He had almost 150 strikeouts. So at the minor league level, and I'm not saying that he's the first guy in the history of the PCL who's ever hit a lot of home runs and struck out a lot, but that's the kind of hitter that the Oakland A's are coveting, and a lot of major league teams are these days.
Yeah, that launch angle and exit velocity is very important, I guess, to them. When you have players who hit home runs, you have swing and miss holes, and they can be pitched to. That's something. It's an exchange of the organization and what kind of philosophy they want to have.
2 down, bases empty, no score in the second. Nunez with only a couple of at bats at the big league level, and he pops that one up and caught by Moreland. Little blooper to retire the side. So Pomerantz sails through the second inning. He gets him 1-2-3. Luxury suites and premium experiences at Fenway. Email premiumsales@redsox.com or call 617-226-6912 and learn more about the premium hospitality options available for September. Bottom of the second, and Mookie Betts to lead things off. 262, 21 homers, and now up to 88 runs batted in. And John Eck and I were kidding the other night. The Red Sox would need a heck of a push for somebody in this lineup to reach 100 RBIs. Then he goes out and drives in 6 in one game.
Yeah, he had a great game. First at bat, obviously going to right center, and as you can see, this first pitch to him was a slider away, and the fastball that came next was he actually tried to go to right center.
Moreland on deck, and a wave and a miss. He got him. He struck him out, so one gone.
Yeah, that's that 0-2 slider that makes sure you got to try to get it up in the zone, because you know it's a put out pitch. Yeah, he buries it here. First pitch he threw a 4-strike, and you know 2 strikes he's trying not to throw strikes. So you know as a hitter you want to try to look for the ball up.
Well, send up Moreland 248 with 18 homers. Mitch did have a double last night, but before that had kind of a tough evening. Hit into a double play with the bases loaded, and the best scoring chance of the evening for the Red Sox. When you were facing a guy for the very first time, as the Red Sox are, Daniel Gossett today, was there something you could key on every time you faced like a rookie pitcher or someone you'd never seen before that you could use to help yourself when you got in that batter's box?
Yeah, I was basically a good fastball hitter, so I'm making sure that I'm trying to put pressure on him to make him understand that I'm looking for a fastball. So, you know, I'm putting him on a defense, wanting to make him throw his secondary pitches for strikes. You got to find out whether he can or not.
A little dribbler foul.
But some guys do like to take pitches and, you know, aren't ready for that first pitch fastball. And it's important, you know, when you go 0-1, you know, he's going to throw a slider or breaking ball to expand the strike zone and put you on the defense. I'm trying to do the opposite.
1-2 to Moreland. Rocketed to right field. Pinder, though, will make that play. 2 down. Sunday at 11:30. It's an all-new NESN clubhouse. All about Dustin Pedroia. Learn about his special relationship with his glove, how he designed his own cleats, and hear how he answered the tough questions in small talk. That's Sunday 11:30 on NESN Clubhouse, presented by Delta Dental of Massachusetts. Designed his own cleats. You ever design anything that you wore or used?
Designed anything that I wore and used?
Yeah.
No.
Like your spikes or different kind of glove or something like that? Well, Dustin Pedroia did.
It's pretty nice.
Rolled to short by Vasquez. Semien. Bad throw, but the tag applied by Olsen for out number 3. I don't think the Red Sox are planning on challenging that, so it's a 1-2-3 inning. No score after 2. Will the Indians, those ridiculous Cleveland Indians, break the 1916 Giants record of 26 straight wins? Text 1 for yes, 2 for no. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. What the longest winning streak you were ever on with a team? You remember?
It's probably like 10 or 11 games.
Which is pretty darn good.
Which is pretty good, yeah. 21 is ridiculous.
Red Sox did it last year. You know, that 11 straight. I think so much of this, John, is about when you do it. And is this a little too soon? They're making history here. They're breaking records. It's astounding. But is it too soon? I mean, you want to be your hottest that last week of September going into October.
Well, we hope so. It's too soon. You know, look what's happening to the Dodgers, you know, after their miraculous run.
Exactly my point.
They're going the opposite way right now.
Mark Canada lead things off here. Third inning, no score. And Fegley and then Semien for these pesky A's. Canada just a .214 hitter. Spent a lot of the time on the DL this year because of surgery on his left hip back in May. Pomeranz today trying to go to 16-5. Pomeranz coming into this one trailing only Sale, Kluber, and Bauer in the American League in wins. And he is 7th in the American League in earned run average.
That's a nice 2-0 get me over right there for a strike.
And a 2-1 to Canna. Right back with some heat at 91. Four-seamer. We've of course seen him get it up to 95 this season when he's really bringing it.
This is where you want to see that buried curveball down in the zone. Don't leave it up.
That has been his #1 pitch. He's got a piece of it right back to that knuckle curve, which his dad taught him when he was about 15. Hoping to take a little bit of pressure off that elbow.
Yeah. It's 2-2 count right now. I would like to see him throw a high fastball right here after going with that knuckle curve.
And a 2-2 to Cannon. Flicked foul off of Vasquez.
Here's a fastball away. He actually got a piece of it. You know, Vasquez wanted to go up, but he just decided to want to go away. Try to finish him off that way.
You know, the foul off the face mask reminds me of the controversy that was brewing between the Indians and the Detroit Tigers in their game yesterday. Again, takes the face mask off of Vasquez here. The home plate umpire Quinn Walcott got drilled by a pitch after Brad Ausmus, the manager, and McCann, catcher, had been thrown out for arguing with the umpire. He got drilled by a pitch that the catcher, of course, was the backup catcher by that point for the Tigers, never laid a glove on. And it caught Walcott right in the shoulder. And there were some accusations leveled that maybe that was on purpose, allowing that pitch to come in to nail the umpire. Rockhold racing out, coming on. Mookie Betts. Mookie gets to everything.
Yes, Canna corner right field.
So one man gone. Let's toss it down to Jemai.
Well, Dave, David Price was activated off the disabled list today for the first time since late July, coming off the DL with that left elbow inflammation. And it was kind of a surprise move because yesterday he pitched a 3-inning simulated game, and Red Sox manager John Farrell said that he was on target to maybe pitch another one, but they would sit down and map out the next steps. And those next steps now appear to be Price in a role as kind of an ace reliever. He'll pitch out of the bullpen now in a multi-inning scenarios, and he said he just wanted to pitch yesterday, and it appears they came to this agreement now to get him in the game and to help out from the pen.
All right, Jemai, thank you very much. I doubt very highly you would see him today because yesterday was the simulated game here and those 50 pitches, but this is very good news for the Red Sox. He's had a lot of success out of the bullpen. He obviously hasn't done it a ton, but when he has, he's been very successful. Yesterday, Price here on the mound at Fenway Park. Think back to 2008. Not a great memory for Red Sox fans, but he appeared in 3 games out of the bullpen for Tampa Bay. And he wound up getting a win, of course.
Yeah, I'm sure he's pretty excited to be activated, and I'm sure he's ready to help the team in any way possible. You know, get him a couple of innings and see where we go from there.
Well, certainly deepens that bullpen. Here's Fegley. 205, 3 homers, 8 runs batted in. He's doing the catching today for Oakland. Scoreless in the 3rd inning. Those Indians are hosting Kansas City, by the way, later on tonight as they go for 22 consecutive wins. There's a mile-high pop-up in a short left field. Benintendi all day to get under. 2 down. Plymouth Country Club, located in historic Plymouth, Mass, has a limited number of fall memberships available. You can join a private club for the fall at a great price and play at a truly great golf course. Go to PlymouthCC.net for details. So 2 up, 2 down. Semien the hitter. He's 0 for 1 with a tapper to second. Has not hurt the Red Sox in any way in this series.
Nice pitch right there.
Well, there's that curveball, which he'll throw in any count.
Yeah, it's a very good command of it.
Now he will mix in the occasional changeup, not very often, but that curveball for me is like watching, you know, a Tom Glavine throw his changeup in his prime. It didn't matter what the count was. He'd throw it on the first pitch. He'd throw it on 3 and 1.
And that's the key to success for pitchers, is being able to throw your secondary pitches for strikes, because then now you can work your fastball in and out, up and down, and know when you do need a strike, you can throw that breaking ball, or you could bury it when you need to when you're ahead of the count. That's the most important thing for a hitter. You know, when you're trying to dissect a pitcher and try to eliminate pitches, you want to know whether he can do that or not.
2 and 2. We saw that note from Alex Spear, who will be joining us on the broadcast today, about the fact that Pomerantz has thrown that curveball 37% of his pitches, the highest among all qualifying pitchers. Here's the 2-2. He's already walked 1 man. Now he goes to 3 and 2 on Semien, who can run. Pinder on deck. And a payoff pitch to Semien, who is 1 for 10 in the series. That's a shot down the line onto the warning track. Benintendi has to play it off the wall. Semien now stuttering, and he's going to get in there at second base. An awkward looking running play for him.
Right, it's a hanging breaking ball. Obviously hits the wall, loses the handle a bit, allows him to go to second base. Yes, as you can see right here, he sees he mishandles it and obviously goes to second base.
So it'll be a base hit and an error on Benintendi on the bobble, and a man into scoring position now suddenly for the A's and for Pinder, who struck out in first inning. He's 0 for 7 in the series. But he has hit 14 home runs. Like so many of these hitters, you can't make a foolish mistake. There's a base hit into left. Benintendi to charge it. Semien rounding. He's going to stop right there as the throw comes in. It's on target. Now down to second with the throw. Holt running back at Pinder.
Nice.
Going for the tag. He's out of the base path. He's out. And that retires the side.
That was a great throw by Benintendi.
And some foolish base running. And the Red Sox get out of it without any damage. very good base running, helping the Sox out of that inning. That was with Lowry waiting in the on-deck area, who's been as hot as a firecracker. So the Red Sox say thank you very much. Fine throw by Benintendi certainly helped out. Underway here in the last half of the third inning. No score as Devers hits. And Alex Beard joins us from 108 Stitches and the Boston Globe. Always great to see you.
Good to see you as well.
On the day that David Price is activated and he is in the bullpen, what are your thoughts?
Well, obviously he's not going to be throwing for a few days, but this makes a ton of sense if you just think about the schedule and how much time he would have to get stretched out. He's in simulated outings, he's gotten up into the low 40s in pitches. It's that simulated outings are a little bit different in terms of building workload than an actual regular season game would be, and you have confidence that you can get him to the point of being a reliever in the playoffs. You aren't sure about being a starter.
Devers striking out, so the second K for Gossett. Time now for our player to bank on, presented by Capital One. This is Banking Reimagined, and John, this is not how to run the bases.
Yes. Okay. Benintendi obviously gets this ball, makes a great throw to home. Obviously, the first base, the base runner tries to go to second base, gets caught. Bad base running play. It was great that we got that out.
They'll send up Brock Holt, 173, no homers and 4 runs batted in. So back to Price for a moment. The expectation is out of the bullpen. How many times before the season is over, how he'd be used in postseason play, all of that has to be dependent on how he feels, I'm sure, but he's had success out there before.
He has. To me, it's not just the fact that he's had success before, though. It's how he was throwing earlier this season. David Price this year was a very different pitcher than we had seen last year or even in the past. He hadn't thrown as many breaking balls. He had been more of a pure power pitcher, bringing a higher velocity on his fastball than he had last year and really in the last couple of years. He had been primarily a fastball cutter pitcher, and you saw tremendous results for him in the first time through the order. He was pretty dominant, and then the numbers took a little bit of a slide down the second and third times through, even though he was pretty effective for a nice little run there as a starter. You think about that. You think about the possibility of maybe you get through an opposing lineup twice with a starting pitcher in the postseason. You bring in Price to get through that third time,
sure,
and all of a sudden you put your team in a pretty good position to be able to get to kind of the right guys in the right matchups from the bullpen.
Now, based on who you talked to after yesterday's performance, the simulated game, is confidence high that he's over this, that he won't endure pain in that elbow, that the Red Sox are going to have to shut him down completely after maybe an inning or two as Brock Holt takes ball 4? In other words, is he over that hump?
Well, the fact that they're going to be putting him in games suggests as much. I don't think that they would put him in a position where there was a risk of kind of backsliding at this point, where you would be putting him in a position where you might be jeopardizing some of not just the rest of this season, but possibly the 2018 season. So you have to assume that there's reasonable confidence in his health going forward if he is indeed going to be on the mound in games, and he's responded very well to his last few throwing sessions, which is why he's gotten himself to this point.
Chatting with Alex Spear of 108 Stitches and the Boston Globe. Jackie Bradley in. Jackie with a home run here last night, number 16. Red Sox trying to get on the board against Daniel Gossett, the rookie right-hander out of Clemson University, who the Red Sox actually drafted when he was in high school. They drafted him in the 16th round, but he decided not to sign and went on to play college baseball for 3 years before signing with Oakland. In there for a strike.
Yes, that fastball obviously was up. He hit it well, and that's what he's in a 2-0 count right now. Like to see that. Like to see him get challenged right here.
And diving back, Brock Holt. I really thought the Red Sox missed the energy of Eduardo Nunez last night, because frankly it felt like a very bland offensive performance. I don't think anyone would argue that, despite a handful of runs. The home run by Jackie Bradley was the obvious highlight, but missing Nunez, I thought last night was really profound, as that one is lined and over the leap of Semien into center field. Brock Holt to second, stopping there. Jackie Bradley stinging a base hit.
I agree that Nunez is someone who's kind of created a different kind of energy and life around the Red Sox over the course of this year. Of course, yesterday there's only so much he could have done, given that they were knocked back on their heels with the 4-run first inning. And they've been falling behind early a lot this month. I think that in 8 of their last 11 games, the opponent has scored first, which isn't a great formula for winning. But I'm with you. When Nunez is around, when he's kind of chirping, when you see him flying down the line with the helmet flying off as he's crossing the bag, he's been an important part of the formation of their identity as this offensively adequate club in the absence of a lot of home runs. And he's really in some ways kind of a poster child for what their offense has been in the second half.
I think well put. John and I were talking about it. Red Sox were facing a guy in Jarrell Cotton last night they had never seen before. And his kind of approach at the plate might have made a very big difference, talking about Nunez, because he's so aggressive. And the Red Sox probably needed to rethink their approach against him in those first 5 innings.
Especially when you're facing the young pitcher. When you're facing the young pitcher, you got to attack his fastball. You got to put him on the defense. That's something that you want to do. You know, make him have to throw his secondary pitches. Make him on. You know, obviously putting the pressure on him. And that's something, you know, when you take a lot of pitches, you let him gain his confidence, and that's something that you obviously don't want to do.
Bogart's 0 for 1. He is flying to right. No play on at second. Now, you're great at historical analysis and perspective. You're great at a lot of things, but that one in particular.
You flat?
The Cleveland Indians. I mean, people are waking up in the morning going, they won again. They won again. They won again. This is obviously a historical success rate like we've never seen in our lifetime. You have to go back, you know, many almost 100 years. I mean, many decades. What they're doing right now boggles the mind.
It's insane to see that they're not only piling up wins, but they are flattening every team that they're playing against. It's one thing if you had that A's team had magic in 2002.
Chopped to third, down to get it, got the out there, low throw and dug out at first base as they will turn to double play. And that'll be it for the Red Sox. We'll be back with more in a moment. Fenway with a family 4-pack. 4 tickets will get you 4 Fenway Franks, 4 fountain sodas, courtesy of Aramark. For tickets and more information, just visit redsox.com/family 4-packs. Great to have you with us here today at Fenway Park as we are joined by Alex Spear and talking about moving closer and closer to postseason play. But this is a huge trip for the Red Sox now. You know, a 3-city stop and only a 3-game lead.
It's not just the lead. So what's at stake is obviously the American League East, right? That's what's staring them in the face, getting to the postseason first, then winning the division. But it's also, you want to get in with a little bit of a cushion so that you can spend those last couple of days lining everything up and not needing to kind of desperately push through that last series, maybe giving guys a little bit of a breather where you're trying to manage the full scale of a 162-game workload.
You know, what's interesting is the Yankees are always going to be there. So their perspective is they got to win their games and not worry about anybody else. So that's always a constant, you know, for the Boston Red Sox and the American League East. So So, whether you're in by a cushion or not, winning your games and, winning the division is the most important thing.
It's such a massive difference in terms of your outlook if you win the division versus the wild card now in this since 2012.
In there, got him looking. Lowry will take a seat. And one man gone. Time for the unlimited baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. Looking at the probable starters for the Sox next series against the Rays. Sale, Porcello, and Erod going through Sunday, and then the Red Sox will move on to Baltimore. What is expected to be a tough series there against the Orioles, even though they're kind of cratering right now.
They are, but they've managed to find energy through the years whenever they're playing the Red Sox.
That is certainly true of their manager, who loves nothing more, Buck Showalter, than to beat the Red Sox. I think he wakes up in the morning thinking about it.
I believe he does too.
If you remember, it started back after he had become the interim manager of the Orioles, and there was an interview where he talked about kind of wanting to kind of he felt like there was an arrogance to the Red Sox, especially, that he was quoted as talking about. And ever since then, his teams have played like they've had a grudge against the Red Sox in the way that they've carried themselves through the years. They've certainly, there's been a fascinating edge to those games.
So bullet but foul. Remember early in the season how it felt like every other weekend the Red Sox were playing the Orioles, and then like for 3 months never saw them.
To the point where MLB was talking about having to change the way that the schedule was working in the beginning part of the year because the tensions were building so rapidly between these teams that did have something at stake.
All that friction.
Absolutely.
The 2-1. Although I found it to be fascinating baseball. Here comes Mookie to make the catch. Such a great jump. John Farrell, I was listening to his talk show hit on WEEI yesterday afternoon, and he said he's the best outfielder in baseball. Right there, best outfielder in baseball. Not the best right fielder or the best outfielder in the American League, in all of baseball.
No question. An infielder transferred to the outfield, his instincts are pretty amazing. And to make that transition in a big right field like Fenway Park has been pretty spectacular.
The advanced metrics that they now use, measuring plays that a guy makes relative to an average player in the league, backs up John Farrell's contention that Mookie Betts covers more ground than anyone else in baseball relative to the right field position. The interesting question is whether or not he covers a ton more ground than someone like a Jackie Bradley or a Kevin Kiermaier, both of whom are pretty amazing, not to mention Byron Buxton. But I would say that, when you look at the last couple of championship Red Sox teams, there's a common denominator. J.D. Drew in 2007, he was pretty maligned in that first year in Boston. He was unbelievable in right field.
He was.
Shane Victorino was absolutely spectacular
Gold
in
Glover.
right field
Yeah.
in 2013.
Yeah.
It probably cost him the 2014 and 2015 seasons because you remember how often he ran into the walls here.
Yes, he did.
But the fact that he had the range to get back to the walls, that was a game changer for that pitching staff, just as Mookie, Jackie, and Andrew Benintendi are for this one.
You can go back to Trot Nixon, I think, as well, in 04. It's a great point. A long line of right fielders who just flat got it done. And that's the one position at Fenway Park you better have that guy.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. There's a lot of room to cover out there.
Man, does he cover it. Olson, the batter, homered here yesterday, 0 for 1. No score in the 4th inning. And popped him up. Bogarts with a play. Benintendi coming in behind him, but Xander makes the play. Another good inning for Pomerantz. He gets him 1, 2, 3. Alex, always a treat. Thanks so much.
Great to see you guys. Thanks so much.
Alex Spear in the booth, middle of the 4th, no score. sale right now. New plans include access to potential 2017 postseason games. For more information, go to redsox.com/season tickets. Bottom 4. Red Sox trying to break through against right-hander Daniel Gossett. The rookie has allowed just 1 hit, and Jackie Bradley single. Oakland only has 2 off of Pomeranz. So Pedroia trying to get it started. 0 for 1 with a tapper to third.
Oh.
Generous.
That was generous.
So far he's following through on being tough the first time through the order. Team's getting him the second time. Pedroia has reached base in 10 of his last 13 plate appearances. Every time you look up, Petey's on base. Benintendi on deck. Got a piece of it.
That's that breaking ball with 2 strikes that pitchers are going to go to. You hope you get a piece of it, and obviously you hope he leaves it up.
Gossett began the year at AAA Nashville. He was promoted to Oakland on June 14th to make his major league debut. He did it against Miami. He got shelled. Got hit hard. He lost 11-6. He was only on the hill for 3 1/3. Gave up 7 runs and 2 homers. So they keep a very close eye on Gossett. And a 2-2 to Pedroia. And before last night, the Red Sox had won each of their last 7 games here at Fenway against Oakland. And in the last 5 against the A's at Fenway Park, Red Sox had scored 54 runs. Remember last year's scores of 14-7, 13-5, 13-3. As Pedroia goes down hacking. So 1 man away. Time to toss it back to the studio. Here's Casey.
More day baseball. We're going back to this time yesterday. The Royals' Peter Moreland on his horse in the bullpen. He's going to snag Salvador Perez's home run in the bottom of the 6th. Late inning guys with the laser focus. He's the resident barista in KC, so you know that he's all hyped up on caffeine. OB, John.
Okay. Not a bad way to go with these day games. I know what Casey means. A little Java. Benintendi scalds that one toward the alley. That's going to keep on rolling toward the triangle, but cut off by Canna in the second base. Benintendi with a walk-in double.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. First pitch fastball, he gets it. Yes, he gets it and is aggressive. Obviously, the first time around, he probably wanted to see a couple of pitches, but here, first pitch and lines a double right into right center gap. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, a perfect swing. Canada did well to cut it off before it got onto that warning track. Otherwise, that could have been downright fascinating. So 1 out double sends up Mookie Betts. Mookie struck out first time up. First time facing Gossett. .92, and he got the corner according to Fletcher. Mookie's driven in 7 runs in this series. 6 of those came the first night. 0-2.
He's working that cutter away. Cutter slider. He's probably going to try to elevate here with a fastball.
Mookie with 88 runs batted in to lead the ball club. Facing an 0-2. And he popped him up. Foul off first. Plenty of room for Olsen. And 2 down. So Mookie cannot advance the runner. Cannot drive him in. That's up to Moreland. Tonight, don't miss the season premiere of Behind the B. Get an all-access look at the Bruins as they regroup See behind the scenes footage from the offseason, including that trip to China. Catch it all on the season premiere of Behind the Bee tonight at 7 on Essen.
He didn't go with that fastball. He stayed with that cutter away. It just wasn't up enough for him to do something with it.
So here's Moreland, who hit the ball hard first time up. He lined to right, caught by Pinder. Wind blowing out a bit toward left today. It was very calm last night. No score in the bottom half of the fourth inning, but Benintendi's at second. Moreland saw a lot of the A's in his days with Texas in the same division. 1 ball, 1 strike. In fact, he's hit 19 home runs against them. Vasquez on deck. Red Sox trying to break through at last against Daniel Gossett. Sometimes these unknown guys have tied up the Red Sox, and that's a strike.
Came right after him. Had 1-1 pitch. You would think he'd expand again, but decided to stay with his fastball. After that first fastball, he did throw that slider, came right back with that fastball.
That's a tough pitch. He really dotted that. Benintendi leading off second. And a high fly ball. Rather lazily hit. Canna's underneath it to retire the side. So a bit of a threat, but nothing doing for the Sox after 4. No score. Choice to power your home. Visit thinkenergy.com to enroll today. Bit of a pitcher's duel here as we go to the 5th inning. No score, each side with just 2 hits. John Valentin, Dave O'Brien with you. Matt Chapman, the third baseman, is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. So leading off the 5th. You know, you think about a young right-hand hitter coming into Fenway Park, and you look out there to left field, and you see that wall looming and sitting on top of you like that. But it must feel, John, it probably did to you the first time you walked in here, so darn close.
very close to where you want to hit it all the time. You know, you end up pulling off baseballs when, you know, you're taught to. Your thought is to stay through the baseball in a big part of the field, but sometimes a wall like that could get you in trouble. It takes a little time to understand what a pitcher is trying to do to you as well, which is stay away on the outside part of the plate. If we could focus a little bit more on the big part of the field, you'll get your pitches in.
And there's so much of that big part of the field at Fenway. Expansive right center. Look at all that space out there. We've seen it so many times, particularly with young guys who just want to dominate that wall. They want to pepper that wall, and they get into all sorts of trouble, as you point out, especially when they're being worked away continuously. Did not offer at that pitch. And the count 3-2 on Chapman. So when did you get over that? What did you do to fight your way through that?
Well, you know, practice, you know, looking on the outer half and reacting to balls in. Because, you know, that's where the pitcher wants. He doesn't want to get hurt, so he's going to try to stay away from you as much as possible. And, you know, when I was teaching in the minor leagues as well as in the big leagues, I tried to focus on my team to have a right center approach, to make sure that you can cover away, hit the balls up the middle the other way. You know, hitting the ball in is a reaction. I can understand if you're 1-0, 2-0, 3-1, you're going to look for one specific pitch that can, you know. That obviously is what you want to look for, but, you know, most pitchers are going to stay away from you.
You know, hitters become so wall conscious at Fenway, but pitchers do like crazy.
Absolutely. I mean, you see it all the time. They want to throw away.
3-2 to Chapman, lofted foul and out of play.
As Pomerantz wanted to do right there, he missed location, but he actually wanted that fastball to be away. Here it is. Just pulled it a little bit, but his target was to be away.
3-2 again, and he walked him. So he's walked two men in this one, the leadoff man though in the 5th inning, and that'll send up Nunez, the minor league home run hitter. Your breakout Major League Baseball season is on Nintendo Switch. RBI Baseball 2017 filled with fast-paced pick-up-and-play action. Get RBI Baseball today for Nintendo Switch. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Nunez 0 for 1. He's popped up. Another slugger out of their farm system. He takes a strike. Well, tomorrow night is a sale night. And Tropicana Field at 7:10. Chris Sale will go in 16-7. Certainly feels like he is in quite a battle with Kluber right now for that Cy Young. Kluber has been nothing short of brilliant.
He has been pretty fabulous. That 21 game streak has been incredible.
Even some talk about Kluber's name, you know, moving into the MVP conversation because of what he's done during this winning streak. Obviously before it, but helping to propel that winning streak. Their starting pitching has been silly good.
Yeah, it's been great. You know, you got to think about him leading the charge, and obviously if he continues to pitch, you know, exceptional like he has been, it's something that, you know, he is in that conversation for that MVP. Their second baseman obviously is also a very good player and is playing and a catalyst for that team.
Yeah, Ramirez, Francisco Lindor, another guy. Kluber has the edge in ERA at 2.44. Foul ball here by Nunez. Sale at 2.76. They have the same number of wins. Sale has more innings by quite a bit at this point in the year. And he leads the pack in strikeouts, of course, 278. But Kluber is now in second place there. So this is quite a fight.
It's pretty tight.
Chapman on at first, nobody out, and the 0-2 pitch to Nunez. Late cut, down he goes, strike three.
Nice fastball away, elevated. 2 strike. He probably thought he might be burying a pitch right there. That fastball up expands the strike zone, and he gets beat.
So 4 strikeouts for the lefty brings up Canna. He's 0 for 1, a fly to right field. No score in the 5th. Red Sox offense the last couple of days has been pretty sleepy. But Pomerantz has been very tough again. Sox right now 5-3 on the homestand after losing last night 7-3 here. And a win would give the Sox a win in all 3 series on the homestand. Kenna thought about it. He held off for ball 1. With Pomerantz, you're always thinking about pitch count in the mid portion of the game. Right now he's hit 74 pitches with 1 man gone in the 5th.
Be nice to get a double play right here.
Chapman off the bag. They do not have a lot of speed. 1-1. Red Sox with a 3-game lead over the New York Yankees. Yankees play the Orioles tonight. One thing to be in a race. It's another when you're the Red Sox and the team on your tail is the Yankees.
Well, it's always they're always going to be there, and it's important to to play well. We're trying to extend our lead every day, as the Red Sox are. The American League East is probably the hardest division to play in, and playing well against the Yankees, but a team that's in last place here is a team that you should beat, and hopefully we can do that today.
1 down and the 1-1 to Canna. As a Red Sox player, you were always looking over your shoulder at the Yankees, weren't you?
Yeah. They're there. They're always going to be there. It's not something that you have to look at, or they're there.
They're going to be right on your head.
Yeah. So you got to be confident in your play, and I'm sure this team is. As you can see, they are in first place by 3 games, and I see them finishing in first.
2-1. Check swing, and that's in there for a strike. The late call by Fletcher to make it 2-2.
Nice pitch. Nice pitch. He throws that breaking ball on the inside part. Gets that part of the black.
No doubt the schedule is certainly in the Red Sox favor. It has been now for the last couple of weeks. And the Yankees not on it any longer. On the regular season, they were done with each other very quickly. 2-2, blue foul out of play. Get expert emergency care without leaving the ballpark at the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center First Aid Station behind Section 12 on the lower concourse. Visit bidmc.org. Not a whole lot of sunshine today, which I would imagine is very welcomed by the men on the diamond.
Oh yeah, a day game, you want it to be a little cool. Usually in August, it's obviously very hot, so this is a welcome day to have.
2-2 and fouled back right over our heads. We get almost nothing in here, John, if we're lucky.
Not that exciting in here.
Well, it's exciting in here.
Every once in a while.
It's as exciting as all get out in here, especially when they bring donuts. But it's very rare that we get a foul ball inside the booth, which is where we are, right here. And they usually go right over the top of our heads, and we get nothing. Every once in a blue moon, and then it usually bounces right here.
Oh. Gotta make that play.
Now you can make the play, so we feel good about today. Eck was ducking. Hot shot down the line, fair ball. Chapman taking off for third base. He'll go all the way to the wall. He'll stop at third base and into second. Canha's got himself a double. So trouble here for Pomeranz, second and third with one down.
Yes, this pitch was hit hard. Obviously, you know, Devers made a good try to pick that ball. It was hit pretty well, and you know, puts us in a position with second, third, one out.
So Pomeranz in a spot for the first time since the third inning. 11 doubles for Canha. Sends up Josh Phegley, the light hitting catcher, 0 for 1 with a fly to left. Series even at 1-1. A walk and a double with a strikeout in between. Drew Pomeranz, a former Oakland A. And the first one will miss inside for ball one. Phegley just recently came back off the disabled list. And a strained left oblique. He also had a concussion earlier in the season, so he's had a tough run physically. The 1-0 pitch. Wouldn't chase it. Ball 2.
Well, defensively, we got the infield back, which shows confidence that we're actually going to score some runs. You know, you don't want to give up 2 runs here with a base hit and the infield in. So this is a good defense to have right here.
Marcus Semien on deck. Here's the 2-0. He dropped that one too low. Went back to that curveball and missed. So now 3-0 on the number 9 hitter. Only one down, 2 men in scoring position. And one more like that, they're going to be all loaded up for Semien. John Farrell just getting off the horn. And a high fly ball into left field. Benintendi underneath. Chapman at third base. He's got it. Here comes the runner. The throw will be cut and a run is in. Now they have a man and a run down. Canha to third base, and he's going to be out at third, and a double play, as disjointed as it was, retires the side, but the run does come on in to score. And the A's have taken a 1-0 lead in the middle of the 5th. Time to turn it over to Mark and Casey for the mid-5th studio show. A 1-0 lead. Some fascinating base running by the Oakland A's today. They've had a couple of men put out on the bases and just did moments ago. Otherwise, it might be a couple run lead.
Yeah, this fly ball's hit to Benintendi. It's deep enough to score the run. The second base runner obviously is trying to get him to cut the ball off, but gets in trouble. Gets way too far out there. It's not something you do as a base runner, but we'll take it. Benintendi has a good arm, makes a great throw to home. It's a little offline, but Devers cuts it off and cuts off that base runner at second base. Another mistake by Oakland.
They made 2 of them. Double play, sacrifice fly, however, gets in the run. Canna cut down at third. And a helping hand for the Sox cause here, but trailing 1-0. Let's go to Jemai.
Yeah, guys, really heads-up play by Rafael Devers there. When he was called up earlier in the year, a lot was said about how he'd contribute on the defensive end, but now he's played 40 games at third base with a 91% fielding percentage with 8 errors. He told me inside the Red Sox clubhouse that there's a lot of room to grow, but third base is where he wants to be his entire career. And right now he says things are going pretty good. Thank goodness for that. But they don't call it the hot corner for anything. And John, you know a little bit of something about playing third base inside this ballpark.
Yeah, it's not an easy place to play. You know, coming from shortstop, my reactions, you don't get to see the ball that long at third base. But it is a lot of fun, you know, because there's a lot of action there, and you know, using your reactions is a challenge.
Vasquez, the batter, is 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. Hits a high fly ball left field. That's deep. Carrying back it goes. Gone. Vasquez with number 5, and quickly the Red Sox have tied the game.
Well struck ball. This kid's been phenomenal.
Boy, does he love him some Fenway Park. He's been hitting everywhere, but particularly here in Boston.
He goes everywhere. He uses all parts of the field, and this is a slider that's that hangs on the inside part of the plate. Not where I'm sure he wanted to throw it, but luckily that he left it right there, almost like a cement mixer. He hit it pretty well.
I should say so. Devers, the batter, cracks his bat, flies that one to center. Canna with plenty of room, however. Can of corn. For every Red Sox home run this season, Speedway donates $500 to Boston Children's Hospital. Stop by your local Speedway, pick up any size fountain soda or Speedy Freeze for just 69 cents. That's 5 home runs this season for Christian. 4 of them have come at Fenway, and he's batting .376 at home this year. Number 1 in the majors in home batting average.
That's fantastic. Coming from a catcher, that's great.
Brock Holt took ball 4 in the third. Jackie Bradley on deck. Red Sox have tied it at 1. And it skipped up there. So what would you be doing facing Gossett second time around in the batter's box like these guys are now?
Well, being comfortable actually after having an at bat against him, knowing how his ball is coming out of his hand is very important. It also gives me an indication of what he likes to go to, and as you can see, he's used his slider quite a bit, and that's where he just got hurt. It's pretty something that, you know, he may have been looking for that slider. Vasquez.
Chapman will scoop this and set down Brock Holt, and there are 2 away. Saturday, it's an all-new on-course with Andy Brickley. Brick hits the links at the Plymouth Country Club. Back-to-back Stanley Cup winning coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Mike Sullivan, at his side. Don't miss this and more on an all-new on-course with Andy Brickley Saturday afternoon, 4:30 on NESN, and brought to you by Foxwoods Resort Casino. Jackie is 1 for 1 with a base hit over the shortstop. And he chops a foul for a strike. So then you get into that game of counter moves by the pitcher. He may have done this to you the first time up. Well, this time maybe you're going to see a pitch you didn't see the first time.
No, that's what happens. You know, you almost can eliminate, or you're actually watching the other hitters and how they're being pitched. And he seems to love that little cutter that he's throwing a lot. And that's something that I'm sure that with Vasquez hitting a home run, they're going to look to probably hit it. There it is again.
Yep, for a strike, 1-2. On his last start against Houston, he got in trouble in the 3rd inning with runners 2nd and 3rd and only 1 out, and their 2 best hitters coming up. And he got Altuve, the MVP candidate, to ground out, and he struck out Correa. And he got out of that jam. He went on to win the game, so he showed a little toughness.
Yeah, he did pitch well against Houston to get that win.
He's allowed a leadoff home run in this inning to tie the game. And a ground ball toward the hole, but picked off by Olsen. Underhand flip to the pitcher, and he did get the bag for out number 3. But Red Sox finally on the board. Vasquez touching them all. His 5th home run of the season. Not much doubt about that one, and we're dead even. 1-1 at Fenway. Question. Do you think the Indians will break the Giants record of 26 consecutive wins? They're going to try for number 22 tonight. 72% of you do not think so. You're not believing in the try for this particular record now that they have the American League record. I think they're going to get it.
It's quite possible, but you know, it's a tough thing to do. You know, this is Major League Baseball, but
10 in a row is tough to do. 20 in a row is ridiculous.
They're making it look easy.
Yeah, they really are. You're right. I mean, they're pummeling people for the most part. Yesterday they won by a couple of runs, but getting up and allowing their starting pitching, which has been exceptional, to dominate. We'll see about tonight. So here's a number for you as we go to the 6th inning about this winning streak. During the winning streak, the Indians have hit 41 home runs. Their pitching staff has allowed 32 total runs, and they've hit 41 home runs. Well,
you're hoping that, you know, this streak is, you know, it's their high point, and, you know, they come back to earth, because, you know, to continue this is quite something.
Yeah, they're on another planet. So Semien, the leadoff man here in the 6th inning, tied up 1-1. Dave O'Brien, John Valentin, Red Sox Hall of Famer, along with Jemai Webster, who hopes to visit the Red Sox Hall of Fame one day. And I know he'll be very popular there. He is wherever he goes. A 2-2 to Semien, who's gone 1 for 2. Into right field. That'll drop down for a base hit. Went after that one, and it fell in, and he's 2 for 3. The Design It Yourself sofa, hundreds of fabrics and style options to choose from, starting at just $7.99. Right now you get up to 60 months, no interest, with equal payments. Minimum purchase required. Your style, your look, only at Jordan's Furniture. Well, last inning, the leadoff man, Matt Chapman, took a walk. He would score a run. Now the leadoff man, Semien, is aboard. And with him, good speed here in the 6th inning. That brings up Pinder. Pomeranz pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. 4 Ks in the book, and he's up to 90 pitches. Red Sox have a right-hander throwing in the bullpen. Oh, 2. It would be Mr. Joe Kelly getting loose. Pinder with 14 home runs. 10 of them have come in day games. Pomeranz trying to put him away, and he just got a piece of it. Last time out for Drew, he went 6 innings. He threw 103 pitches. Got the win against Tampa Bay, but he got plenty of run support. Red Sox would win the game 9-3. When he came out, it was 8-2. So he was in great shape.
That's
right to Bogarts to hold one on the first. Double play.
That's exactly what we were looking for right there. 0-2 count. After throwing a couple of fastballs up, he buries that breaking ball and hits it right to Bogarts. Classic double play. 6-4-3.
Little applause from the left-hander. Sends up Jed Lowry, who's walked and struck out looking. He's been sort of punishing the Sox in the series. He is 4 for 7. Thought about it and took ball 1. Jed now 33 years old. Had a lot of injury problems with the Red Sox when he was with the Boston Red Sox. 2008, 9, 10, and 11. Eventually on to Houston, then Oakland, then Houston, and Oakland. Those 2 franchises couldn't decide who liked him more. Appeared in the playoffs 4 times.
Nice little infielder. Get some hits for you.
Yep, a little bit of power once in a while. And he's going to take ball 4. He's been getting on a lot in this series. Second time he's walked today. Don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. TC and Lenny will break it all down, and you'll hear from Drew Pomeranz and John Farrell. Whatever, whenever, wherever, who but WB Mason. So the double play certainly helped. Now a walk to Lowry will send up Ryan Healy, who has flied out twice today, both times to Mookie Betts. Pomeranz closing in on 100 pitches. Muggy day here at Fenway. I think a lot of us are going to be very interested to see how things are in Florida as the Red Sox are heading for St. Petersburg and Tropicana Field for the next 3 games. And the condition of things, certainly hoping to report only good news. My understanding was the street lights were still out as of yesterday around Tropicana Field. And there was still a lot of concern about getting crowds, getting people in to the ballpark.
Yeah, we obviously thinking a lot about Florida and the people who live there, and most important, their safety. You know, it's nice the fact that we're going to go there and actually play these games. I'm sure they want to see baseball as well.
Yeah, no doubt. Pop foul on a play by Healy. And how about last night? Jarrell Cotton, the youngster who got the win against the Red Sox. Their starting pitcher for the Oakland Athletics. He hails from the Virgin Islands, and his community, his hometown, was wiped out by the hurricane.
Yeah, I'm sure he was pitching with a heavy heart, and he continues to do so. Yeah, as you saw on his hat, he had a note signaling that.
He did. He started a fund as well for relief. That skips up there and stopped by Vasquez. Runner will hold at first. Jed Lowry. We're tied up 1-1 in the 6th inning.
Be nice to see Pomeranz put this guy away right here.
He has struck out 4 so far today, and he's walked 3. This is pitch number 102. Fouled off again. Healy just a .268 hitter, but in day games he's hitting .313. Oakland now ahead and hits 4-3.
Nice fastball, way elevated would be nice, especially after that breaking ball down. And here it comes, I believe.
2-2. Fly ball right field, but foul again. The sky's brightening up a little bit. Might be a bit of a tougher sky here as we move into the afternoon hours. Stay on top of the latest Red Sox news with NESN's free text alerts. From breaking news to in-game alerts, NESN will make sure you're in the know as the Sox try to clinch the AL East. To sign up, text Red Sox to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. The A's lately have been a tough out. They've won 6 of their last 7. 2-2 coming. Healy hanging in there.
Yeah, he hung. He hung that pitch. That pitch should have been hit, but that curveball should have been, more down.
What do you think? Last inning for Pomeranz?
I think so. Be nice to get this out, and he is over 100 pitches right now.
2-2. Hard hit that skips away from Devers off into left field. Lowry will stop at second base. That was smoked by Healy, and 2 men are on with 2 down.
That was definitely a tough pitch to tough ball to handle. He left that breaking ball up. 2-2 count. I'm sure he wanted to bounce it, but he did leave it up.
Healy all over it. That'll bring out Carl Willis. And a conference on the mound here for the Red Sox. It's not like the A's are tearing the cover off the ball, but they have 5 hits now, and 3 of them have come in this inning. So perhaps a sign that Pomeranz is beginning to tire. He got a double play, big double play that Pinder hit into, but 3 hits in the inning, and he's walked a man.
He's facing a left-hander here, so hopefully they'll let him pitch to him. This might be his last batter.
So Olsen will step in. He has flied to left and popped up to short. You never know who's going to visit our broadcast booth from one day to the next, from 1 hour to the next. The great Sean McDonough stepping in,
Sean?
former voice of the Boston Red Sox.
Good. I'm good.
And now Monday Night Football. Shawnee, how are you, brother? You always have a camera crew with you wherever you go? HBO Real Sports following Sean.
Nice to see you.
Wonderful. We got the promo in there. There's John. John and I went to school together. We went to this. It's amazing. It's a whole Syracuse thing. And that one's smoked foul. Also with 18 home runs, one of those last night. Everywhere Sean goes, there's a camera crew. There's
Big
lighting.
Sean.
There are makeup people. It's ridiculous. Bigger than Big League. You get that feeling someone is right over your shoulder?
He's the man right there.
Sean knows that feeling. Great to have Sean back here. This broadcast booth. First and second, and the 0-1 off the outside on Olsen. Tied up 1-1. Pomeranz trying to escape the sixth with bullpen activity. Olsen a dangerous guy. 18 home runs, only 36 runs batted in.
That's not a good combination for him. 18 home runs, driving in only 36.
A lot of solos.
Yeah.
Now Pomeranz at 107 pitches. And a 1-1 to Olsen. One crack foul. An unusual batting style here, John. You see where he holds the bat out away from the body. He's a big kid.
Yes, which tells me, his hands are, on the plate and has a long swing, which, you actually as a pitcher want to see that. You can throw fastballs in and you can jam them. And, obviously he is a person that hits home runs, but you never want your hands that far out on the plate as a hitter.
2-1 and a 1-2. Fired down to second base, not going to get him. Vasquez thought about bailing him out of the inning with that toss, but could not cut down Lowry. 2-2.
That was a good throw. It was just on the wrong side of the bag right there.
Now the crowd at Fenway would like another strikeout here, which would be the 5th of the day for the lefty. 2-2. He could not put him away with the breaking ball knocked out in front of the plate by Vasquez, so they're going to go all the way here. A full count on Olsen. Lowry at second and Healy at first.
Here's that breaking ball. He made a good pitch. Hitters who stand tall are obviously looking for the ball up. That's probably why he didn't offer, because he is nice and tall, and a result of him taking that pitch.
It's going to take him at least 111 pitches to get out of the inning. They lead away. The runners will be taken off on the 3-2. There they go. And he got him.
Nice.
Struck him out and throws 2 runners. Pomeranz escapes. We're tied 1-1 in the 6th. With DD Perks, you can earn a free beverage when you enroll in Speed Past the Line with on-the-go ordering. DD Perks, everyone deserves an upgrade. Download the Dunkin' app today. Speeding past the line may not be possible at all locations. Still tied 1-1. Little dribbler here toward third by Bogarts. Going to keep on rolling. They're going to let it roll, and it's a foul ball. Never took that turn to fair territory to hang on to that line, and so it'll be a foul, strike one. Xander Bogaerts 0 for 2. He's flied to right and hit into a double play. He'll be followed by Pedroia, then Benintendi, all getting their third look at the 24-year-old rookie Daniel Gossett.
Do that first pitch slider again. Too bad it went foul.
0-1. That one hit well to center field. Racing back Canna. Has room, though, to make the play. So one man away here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. CVS Health is investing $50 million over 5 years to extend their commitment to helping people lead tobacco-free lives and move us one step closer toward a tobacco-free generation. Learn more at cvshealth.com/be-the-first. Dustin Pedroia with a 26-game hitting streak against Oakland on the line. He is hitless today with a ground at a third and a strikeout.
Having a great year. Glad he's healthy right now.
I guess as healthy as can be with the knee, the state that it's in. John Farrell has talked about it. Dave Dombrowski's talked about it, needing to manage that knee the rest of his career, frankly, and play it smart. So today he's the DH.
Yeah, I remember
playing second base yesterday.
I remember those days when I had my knee problems. You know, at that age of 33, 34, you have to maintain, you know, making sure you get your rest and take care of yourself.
1-1 pitch. Benintendi next. Workman in the bullpen, ready to come on. Pomeranz getting out of that jam. It was a 15-minute half inning, so it took a while. Gossett's pitch count's in pretty good shape. Line toward the alley. That's going to drop down and split the outfielders all the way to the wall. Pedroia off to second base and a stand-up double with one man out. So make it 27 in a row against this club.
That's true. Here's that hanging slider. He likes to go to against righties, and he left it up, and that's what we want to do. You make sure you hit that pitch, and he hit it pretty well into the gap. Here's Petey running. Knows it's the double.
You can see lumbering a bit on that leg. But in a scoring position for Benintendi, who's already doubled himself today. He's 1 for 2. Red Sox got a home run from Vasquez last inning. At last getting on the scoreboard.
His fastball away. Like to see him get a nice challenge pitch right here. Something up.
Throwing a lot of strikes today. 70% of his pitches have been in the strike zone like that. He has shown a good curveball.
Yeah, that was a backdoor curveball. It was a good pitch by him, actually.
Red Sox never had the lead yesterday. Trying to get on top here this afternoon. The 1-1. Right-hander Ryan Dull loosening in the bullpen now for Oakland. Betts on deck. Benintendi leading all major league rookies with 142 hits.
Oh boy.
3-1.
Yeah, now he gets into a 3-1 count. Let's see if he gets challenged. I think he's going to stay away with that fastball, but hopefully he gets big part of the plate where Benintendi can do something.
Sun has really come bursting through the clouds here. It's a shadow around home plate. And the 3-1. High fly ball left center field.
That's it.
Get it back,
That's
turning
it pretty
around.
well.
That ball is off the wall.
Nice.
Pedroia coming in to score. Into second base, another double. Benintendi for his 81st RBI, and the Sox have the lead finally, 2-1. Back-to-back doubles.
With that 3-1 pitch, he tried to throw that slider on the backdoor side. Like I said, he threw it in the middle of the plate where Benintendi can handle it. And obviously he hit it off the wall, hit it well, scored that RBI. Great hitting, great piece of hitting right there.
Taking aim at the monster. I thought for a moment at the crack of the bat it had a chance to get out of here.
Yeah, he hit it pretty well.
Gossett is done. He pitched a very strong game. Dull is coming on, but the Red Sox are now in front here in the 6th inning. 2-1. We'll have more in a moment. Red Sox baseball in Nesson is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Well, the Red Sox have jumped out in front. Drew Pomeranz then now has the lead and in line for a victory. And if he can get it today, he'll be 16-5. Work to be done, however. Red Sox looking for some wiggle room, and Mookie Betts will be the batter. He's 0 for 2. Benintendi just stroking a wall ball double to drive in his 81st run. And the Sox have the lead. Mookie today with a strikeout and a pop-up foul to first. So Ryan Dull in the game, his 43rd appearance. And he'll take a strike. Mookie on this homestand became the first Red Sox hitter ever with 20 or more homers and 20 or more stolen bases in back-to-back years. First ever. No throw by Dull. So Gossett knocked out of the ball game here in the 6th inning with 1 down. 5 1/3, 2 runs, 5 hits so far. The runner at second base, Benintendi, is his responsibility. And a high fly popped into left, battling the sun a bit. Nunez, but makes the play. And there are 2 down. Moreland will be next. Now, Mookie Betts a couple of times today with a man at second has popped up. Gossett's pitching line brought to you by Lexus, inviting you to see, hear, feel, and experience amazing.
After 2 sliders there, he elevated with a fastball. Just didn't get on top. It might have been a ball. Tough pitch.
Moreland's line to right and fly to center. He's 0 for 2. Workman still throwing in the Sox bullpen. And Mitch Moreland has set career highs this season in runs, doubles, and walks. 30 doubles for the lefty.
I like to see him get a fastball here, but I think he might come back with a slider. Not sure. And he does on the backside. Yep.
Were you a good guess hitter?
Wasn't a guess hitter. It was just you get a feel for how a pitcher is pitching and what he likes to pitch, what he likes to throw. And you're always looking for fastball, but you know when he throws a different pitch, then you know. That's off the wall.
Set it to the wall.
Yes, it is.
And it is going to be off the green. Another run is in. He's motoring to second. He slides in safe. Third double in the inning for the Red Sox, who now lead it 3-1. And his 31st 2-base hit.
There's that there's a fastball right there after throwing 2 sliders, 1 for a ball, 1 for a strike. He backdoored. You knew he wasn't going to it again. You had to look for that fastball. Got challenged, and Moreland hit that nice double, drove in that run.
Doubles by Pedroia, Benintendi, and Moreland. And the Sox with a mini cushion here in the 6th inning. Charged that run to Gossett, who has departed the stage, and here's Vasquez, who crushed a home run in the 5th inning. A solo shot to tie the game. Now the Sox leading 3-1.
And there's that slider again. You know, he's probably going to throw a fastball for a ball here and then go back to that slider.
Devers on deck, 2 down in the 0-1. Golf that one high and deep, but foul. That went right over the top of the Coca-Cola sign. Now in the 5th inning, it went fair.
Yes, it did. Obviously, that pitch was right over the plate. It was a hanging slider, something that he might have been looking for. But like I said, when you're looking fastball and he makes a mistake, they're easily hit.
So 2 strikes on Vasquez. That home run was his 5th of the year. He went chasing on that one. Down he goes, strike 3. Begley will throw him out to retire the side. But the Red Sox get a couple of runs, and for the first time in the last 2 days, they're out in front 3-1. Brought to you by Coors Bank. But on this date in 2002, Derek Lowe won his 20th game. Sox beat Baltimore 6-4. He became the first pitcher in history to win 20 the season after saving 20. Smoltz and Eck did it the other way around. They won 20 and later saved 40. So the Red Sox in front 3-1 going to the 7th inning. Brandon Workman coming in for his 28th appearance. So Pomeranz can get the win if the bullpen continues to pitch well, and they certainly have been in recent weeks. Pomeranz going 6, giving up 5 hits and 1 run as he steps aside.
Workman's done a great job this year coming in.
Last 7 games, the Red Sox bullpen has a 1.09 ERA. He's trying to keep that rolling. Matt Chapman, first man in. He has struck out and walked, and he has scored their only run. So if Pomeranz does pick up the W, he'll go to 16-5 and 10-1 since June 16th. Some run.
Yeah, he's been pitching great. And another day, another good day for him. Although he threw some pitches, he usually does. But ended up going, what, 6?
Nunez on deck, and then Canna here for Oakland, and the 2-1. 2-2. 111 pitches for Drew today. The last time out 103. Time before that 105. Pretty typical for him. Two now, 3 balls, 2 strikes on Chapman. Sox trying to get back to 20 games over 500. They can do that with a victory. And just as important, give the Yankees something to think about going into their game against the Orioles tonight. Win would put the Sox to 3.5 in the lead. And he walks him, so Chapman is on. That didn't go well for the Red Sox in the 5th inning because he scored after a leadoff walk. Saturday, it's an all-new dining playbook. Billy and Jenny are at W.B. Mason Consumer Show at Fenway. They play a game, and the winner gets their face on the Jumbotron. It's an all-new dining playbook Saturday morning at 9, driven by your New England Chevy dealers. Looks like they're going to go to a pinch hitter now. It's going to be Matt Joyce. So they'll bring up the veteran to hit for the rookie Nunez.
Had some good years with Tampa Bay. Good hitting player here.
He's a .241 hitter with power, 23 home runs. Here comes John Farrell. He's going to take the baseball away from Workman here and go to the bullpen. He's going to bring in Next moment honoring the 07 Red Sox world champions. Game number 146 of 07. The Red Sox would beat the Devil Rays. They were the Devil Rays 16-10. Red Sox have the lead in this one 3-1 in the 7th inning. Leadoff man is on ball 4. Robbie Scott coming on to pitch. That was to be against Joyce, but Bob Melvin has countered that. He's going to bring up a different hitter, Franklin Barreto, who was recalled from AAA Nashville on September 1. Made several starts at short and at second base, so middle infielder. And Addison Reed loosening in the bullpen once again. So both managers making moves here in the 7th inning. 3-1 Sox. And Barreto, the pinch hitter, hitting just .204. A couple of home runs, however. You get the right hand stick up there, and he takes a strike.
Great to get ahead right there. Good situation to get a ground ball double play.
Barreto's numbers against lefties are really bad. He's 1 for 14. That's one thing. But against lefties, he struck out 10 times.
You know, in that situation, I would want to stay with the veteran. You know, even though it's left on left. You know, I'm sure he's seen a lot of lefties in his career and is used to having an approach instead of going with a young kid like this. So I like the move.
Chapman on at first base, nobody out. Red Sox have turned one double play. It was just last inning with Pomeranz on the mound. And he missed away 2-1. Red Sox and the Rays at the Trop tomorrow night. Certainly hope you'll join us on NESN. Chris Sale going in at 16-7. And a 2-1. Three balls, one strike. So Scott falling behind. Marcana on deck. He whacked a double his last time up. So a hitter's count for Barreto.
Got to make a good pitch here.
Right past him. Snuck it by at 90. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Trying to throw this pitch on the outer half. That 2-seamer away. Well executed pitch right there.
Scott with a long look into Vasquez. He picks one out. Chapman off the bag at first, and the 3-2. Nice. He got him. He came back from 3-1 to strike him out.
As you can see, Vasquez put that fastball down and threw it right by him. But actually, he put the fastball down and told him to shake off the pitch and come back with it again. So it was a great sequence.
Mika Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. So Scott gets his man. Barreto continues to have a devil of a time off lefties. Here comes Reed, and we'll be back at Fenway with more in just a moment. casino. TC and Lenny will preview the Red Sox next series against the Rays. Heck, they were just in here wolfing down the donuts, and now they're going to be back in the studio. I know you guys never get served anything over there. Well, Scott did a nice job there, but let's face it, Bob Melvin did the Red Sox quite a favor by hitting Barreto there with those awful numbers against lefties.
I sure thought he did. You know, Matt Joyce is usually used to facing lefties. Even though Robbie Scott is tough on lefties, it's a situation where he may hang a pitch, and he may pull the ball in between the hole, give them a first and third situation. So thank you, Melvin.
Well, and Robbie coming back from 3-1 to strike him out. Here's Canna facing Addison Reed, who hasn't worked in about 4 days, so it should be very fresh. Canna on the day with a double and a fly out, 1 for 2. Red Sox hit 3-1. Now bright sunshine at Fenway. And pitching in Reed's case from sunshine into shadow.
Always a difficult thing for a hitter, the shadows.
Some have told me, and I don't buy it, but some have said it's not that big a deal. It's just not that big a deal. It's a figment of your imagination. But how could that be true?
No, it's pretty tough because at the release point, as a hitter, we're trying to see the ball out of the hand, and when you see the ball come out of the hand, it's in sunlight, and then when it goes into the shade, it actually disappears. It almost makes the ball gray. So that's the indication of what we're seeing. You know, we want that ball to be in sunlight all the time, or we want it to be in the shade all the time. When you have
indication
both,
of what you're seeing or not seeing.
Exactly.
In that case.
Yeah.
Runner at first base, Chapman with 1 down. Winner of this one takes the series right through there with that slider. 2-2.
I'm sure he's having problems seeing that ball right now.
The A's have hurt themselves on the bases today to the Red Sox benefit. Smoke but foul. That got into the seats in a hurry.
He threw a 2-2 fastball in that count. I was expecting a slider, which may come right now since he went in. Just a pull pitch. Obviously, thank you for swinging at it. It was a ball. But right here, I see him throwing a slider.
Looking for the second out of the inning, the 2-2. Got a piece.
Yeah, there it was.
Reed finished off the 7th inning on Sunday against Tampa Bay. Last time he's worked.
There's that slider he threw. I was expecting more of a ball, but you know, he left it up a little bit too much. I see him going right back to that pitch and making a better pitch, a good location slider down and away. There it was.
3-2.
Thought he might have had the corner there, but it was a little low.
8th pitch of the at bat coming up to Canna.
He can easily go up with the fastball in here, or he may stay with that slider. I'm not sure. He did stay with it.
Line drive, and that's fair down the line. Benintendi giving chase to the corner. Chapman into third base. He pulls up. That'll be a double. Second one of the day for Canna. Second and third with 1 down. These A's continue to battle. Fegley set to hit next.
That's the situation where, you know, obviously the batter's in the defensive mode. If you throw a strike or anything near it, he's going to swing. If you throw a ball, he's probably going to swing anyway. He's in swing mode. And unfortunately, he was just left up at just a little too high.
So they're going to bring up the lefty hitting Bruce Maxwell. He's actually been swinging a good bat lately. Last 14 games, .327. With Chapman at third and Canna at second. Hits are even at 6. So this one's been a fight. That's strike one at 95. Maxwell, as a career pinch hitter, just 2 for 12. Overall, 243 with 3 home runs. 0-2.
Nice back-to-back fastball. You would think 0-1 you'd want to throw that slider, but actually threw it right by him. Right here, I see a back foot slider, or he may just stay up. I'm not sure.
Trying to put him away, but can't with that one. 1-2. Marcus Semien on deck. A couple of hits for him this afternoon. Yankees will be hosting Baltimore later on tonight. Cleveland hosting Kansas City. 1-2.
Nice.
Down he goes. Strike 3.
Here's that slider down in.
2 down.
After going 2 fastballs up, you expected him to go with this slider pitch before, but he threw another fastball, but then he actually buried this slider exactly what I thought he was going to do with the pitch before. Well executed pitch by Reed.
So it sends up Semien, who has 2 singles on the day. He's gone 2 for 3, a .256 hitter, 6 homers. Semien until today had a very quiet series. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Addison Reed. A strike. Well, he got that call, and it looked like Vasquez pulled it back. It was off the edge of the plate.
Yeah, it looked like it was off, but did a nice job in pulling it back over the black part of the plate.
1-1.
Nice fastball right there. Being 1-2, he's in trouble here. He's gonna get that slider.
No question about that one. Well, the crowd is active. Here's the 1-2. All even on Semien.
Okay, he decided to waste a pitch right there. Now I'm almost positive he's going back to that slider.
Crowd would like back-to-back Ks to get out of the jam. Reads 2-2. And a full count.
Well, you know, in this situation, you know, after throwing that slider, you know, Reed is confident in his slider. You can elevate a fastball here. He's a light hitting shortstop. You probably can throw it in too. You might jam him. Let's see what he does, but you know, he can go either way.
He's touched 95 a couple of times in this inning. 3-2, and he walks him. He went back to the breaking ball, not the fastball, and he puts him on. So the bases are going to be loaded for the Oakland A's.
Yeah, that was a tough situation. You know, having a hitter who hasn't hit well in the series, you want to challenge him with 2 strikes. You know, he's trying to battle as a hitter, making sure that he can hit that slider, and that's where that fastball is going to beat him.
And it had a good lively fastball in this inning.
Yeah.
He went away from it there. Tonight at 10 on NESN Sports Today, we'll save you time with the latest breaking news, including a report on Bruins training camp. NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. See what know-how can do. So no place to put Chad Pinder, who has gone 1 for 3 today with a base hit. He's also hit into a double play and struck out. Pinder, his second-year man, made his big league debut for the A's last year. Goes after the first one, it comes up empty. Strike 1.
Nice slider right there. This is what happens with pitchers. They fall in love with their pitches, and you know, they don't mix it up enough. I would love to see him throw a fastball in that's up, but he goes right back to that slider.
Chapman at third, Canna at second, Semien at first. 3-1 Sox. Nothing easy about this one today in the 1-1. Fouled off the catcher, 1-2.
That's the pitch that I expected him to throw, that second pitch. But he tried to waste it. This time he did throw that inside fastball that I thought he might throw, but instead he tried to throw another slider to get that second strike.
It's like the third or fourth time today that Vasquez had dipped down, pick up his mask after having it knocked off his face. One-two to Pinder. Popped him foul out of play.
That's the pitch he should have threw Semien right there.
Yeah,
that fastball.
Yeah. Mid-90s.
Yeah, that mid-90s fastball with 2 strikes. He's going to the slider right here. I don't think he'll throw another fastball.
Reed looking for strike 3.
Oh,
and he gets it. He came back with the fastball.
Nice pitch right there. That's it. That's surprising. But we're glad he did it.
3-1 Red Sox. Joseph Abboud available at Men's Warehouse. TC and Jim will preview Chris Sale's start against the Rays coming up tomorrow night. John Valentin, Dave O'Brien, and Jemai Webster with you from Fenway. Fans have had the 7th inning stretch. Moments after Addison Reed struck out Chad Pinder to leave the bases loaded. A couple of changes now. Powell is the new center fielder. Canna moves from center over to left. And Maxwell stays in the game to catch Sam Moll, the left-hander. Just called up September 1 from the minor leagues. He was acquired from Colorado back in August. Originally selected by the Rockies in the 3rd round of the 2013 draft. And he's been in the minor leagues ever since. Squaring off against Devers, who has struck out and flied out 0 for 2. Red Sox trying to grind out a victory. That's the way it feels today, huh?
It sure does.
Getting into mid-September. About to hit the road. And that's going to be a fair ball down the line. Devers rounding. He's into second base with a double. And an excellent start for the Sox here in the 7th inning, looking to add on. Devers with his 9th double goes to the opposite field.
After hitting 2 sliders, he stays back and he drills this ball to the opposite field. The lefty tried to get ahead with two sliders, but unfortunately had to, in the 2-0 count, had to challenge him. He did challenge him away, and he went with the pitch very, very well. That's what you're looking for. 2-0 count away.
Let's see if the Red Sox think about a bunt here with Brock Holt, who has walked and grounded out. Try to get Devers down to third base with Jackie Bradley on deck. He does square but pulls it away, and that's a ball. Well, the home plate umpire almost called it a strike. Andy
Right,
Fletcher
sure, it looked like it, right?
He did. Flinched a bit.
Here's that pitch on the black on the inside corner. It looked like he wanted to call it, but it was a ball.
He might have been right the first time, actually. Turns the bunt and kind of pops it up, gets it down, play to first base, and into the runner. That'll carry him off to the tarp. Devers to third, Brock Holt into second base. But the Red Sox weren't even going to be successful with the sacrifice, because it certainly wasn't picture perfect, but it worked out.
It sure did. I've done that I've done that a couple of times. Throw the ball on the inside part of first base. But clearly he had an easy out right there and wasn't going to be executed. Luckily, he did throw an errant throw.
So another defensive mistake. Another mistake period by the A's. Let's not kid. There's a reason they're 64 and 81. And a lot of it has to do with sloppy play. They make a lot of errors and base running mistakes.
Yeah, that was definitely one.
Infield in now for Jackie Bradley. And it feels like a chance at a put away blow here this afternoon. It's a sacrifice, fielder's choice E5 to get Brock Holt to second and Devers into third.
Jackie seems to see the ball well off of left-handers. He's hit very well against them this year. He keeps that front shoulder in, allows the ball to travel to him, and doesn't chase too often.
307 off lefties, 241 against righties. So you're right. You look at a strike. It's 114 errors, by the way, for Oakland. It's not the last they'll make this season.
I'd like to see him throw that pitch again. 2-0 count challenge.
Nobody out. Jackie in his last 21 games against Oakland has 21 RBIs. Going to add to that right now.
He's got to see the ball up right here.
2-2. And not this time a swing and a miss on a sweeping slider. Down he goes, strike three. So a man gone time for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Here's TC. by DCU. TC and Jim will break it all down. The competition for the American League Cy Young. DCU is Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Well, the Red Sox have a golden chance to add on, leading 3-1 here in the 7th. Runners at second and third, and the veteran Casilla coming out of the bullpen. He's had a long major league career. Played for 14 years for only 2 clubs, both of them in the Bay Area, either the Giants or the A's.
That's right. Oh, and he gets hit by a pitch, right?
Bogarts, yes.
Pitch.
He gets drilled. That was with a fastball, and that's going to load the bases. Xander Bogarts on the hard way.
Sinker slider, split pitcher, likes his fastball, goes to that split with. Here's this pitch thrown, trying to throw a sinker in, trying to make him hit a ground ball to the left side of the infield. Obviously, it's just way too in right there, and he hits him. Seen him a lot with the San Francisco Giants as a closer. He's not afraid to throw his fastball. Just got to get him down, and you know, that's why he's brought in, try to get a double play situation, but actually trying to get a ground ball to the left side. Here they're in double play depth.
Not afraid to throw that fastball in either, apparently.
No, not at all.
So that'll load him up for Dustin Pedroia with 1 down. Red Sox still the only team in the majors who have not hit a grand slam.
Good call. Good time for it.
Pedroia with a double last time up. He's 1 for 3, and he scored a run.
It's a little wild today.
Devers, Holt, and Bogarts filling them up. The 1-0 to Pedroia. That is ball 2.
Probably hasn't pitched in a couple of days. Pretty strong.
He's not allowed a run in 14 of his last 17 appearances, but he does have 7 blown saves, tied for second most in the American League. The 2-0 and a strike. He last pitched on Saturday.
This ball could have went either way. I thought it was a little bit low, but he got the call. Obviously, Pedroia didn't like that pitch, and after throwing 2 balls, he doesn't need no help.
2-1 lofted foul, and all even on Pedroia. Benintendi next. Red Sox have them all loaded up. Trying to win the series from these A's before a big road trip. Casilla, the veteran, taking his time, and now the 2-2. Stopped by Maxwell. 3-2.
Good stop here. Obviously, he tries to bury that pitch so he could swing. It was just a ball right out of the hand for a hitter like Pedroia.
Pedroia hitting .357 since the 26th of June. He has 7 hits in this series.
See the ball up. Yes.
High fly right center field. On the move, it's Powell. He's going to get there in the alley to make the catch. Tagging up Devers. He will score easily.
Nice.
Red Sox make it 4-1.
Nice job by Pedroia right there.
His 58th RBI. So Devers, who had started the inning with a double, comes on in to score.
With 2 strikes, he sees the ball up. He obviously threw that breaking ball before that was down. Has to challenge him here. He does a good job in hitting that fly ball and driving in that run. Big run right there.
Brock Holt took off for third and made it. So 2 down there on the corners for Benintendi, who's had a good day. 2 doubles. Already with 1 RBI. 81 for the year for the rookie. Bogart's running. Maxwell a fake toss, and Xander has the base stolen.
Nice.
So second and third, his 15th. Xander wanting time here. And gets it from Joe West, who has been around forever.
It's been around a long time. It's great to see Bogey take that base in that situation, first and third. You know, you don't. The catcher really doesn't want to make a throw, and especially an errant throw to let another run come in.
And a 1-0 to Benintendi. This is a spot that he has really excelled in, actually, Benintendi. With 2 out, runners in scoring position, he's almost a 400 hitter, hitting .396
from a rookie, right?
Holt at third, Bogarts at second, a 1-1. That one past him, 1-2. Sox have added on. Now trying to add on a couple more in the last of the 7th. Chris Smith loosening in the bullpen for the A's.
Oh, yes.
Shot toward the alley. That's down for a base hit. That's going to score 2. Holt in, Bogarts in. The Red Sox open it up and are now getting very comfortable here at Fenway. Benintendi has a 3 RBI day.
Here's that pitch, hits a slider, breaking ball. He leaves it up. 2 strikes after throwing a fastball right by him, and then another hanging slider that was up. He makes a mistake here. Benintendi obviously puts him and makes him pay.
And the Sox on top here, 6-1. A 3-run 7. They scored 2 in the 6th, the run in the 5th. So all the scoring coming in the last 3 innings. And Mookie Betts to climb in. He's gone 0 for 3. It started with the Devers double, and then Brock Holt just tried to sacrifice him over, and the A's botched the play. Popped to center. Semien out, Powell in. Powell has it to retire the side, but the Red Sox put a crooked number up there and now lead it 6-1 at the end of 7. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Ford Trucks, built Ford Tough, the official truck of the Boston Red Sox. McDonald's, any McCafe muffin with any size coffee, just $1.99. And by Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. Dave O'Brien alongside John Valentin. We'll also have Jemai Webster with us from time to time. As we move to the 8th inning, the Red Sox have a nice lead now, 6-1. And Joe Kelly coming out of the bullpen for his 48th appearance. He'll take on the heart of their order in Lowry, Healy, and Olsen, but now with breathing room. Sox have scored 3 times, including a 2-run hit by Andrew Benintendi, who's driven in 3 today.
Nice shutdown inning right here would be great.
Lowry today with a couple of walks, and he has struck out. So by the standard he set the first couple of days of the series, he's been pretty quiet. Red Sox have done a good job on a lot of other Oakland hitters. He's been a pest.
Good first pitch strike right there by Kelly, getting ahead with that slider.
And the 0-1 from Joe. Brandon Workman has made an appearance today. Robbie Scott 2 and Addison Reed. So Kelly becomes the 4th reliever. Drew Pomeranz got the start. He's in line for the win, which would put Drew at 16-5. And what has turned into a career year for the left-hander so far.
Took a while for the offense to come around after seeing some pitches, but they did.
They typically do when Drew Pomeranz is on the mound too. He's been a good luck charm.
That's pretty good.
Although 3 of the runs were scored after he left. Fly down the left field line, but that'll go foul. Pomeranz has been getting 5.3 runs per start, which is 8th most in the American League.
Now you hand it off to the knockdown bullpen that we have.
Lowry 0 for 4 lifetime against Kelly. The lights are on at Fenway. We've had a little bit of sunshine today, not a whole lot. It's been a very humid afternoon. Red Sox enjoying it on top 6-1 here in the 8th inning. 2-2 fouled away by Lowry. Be baseball indoors tomorrow night right here on Nesson at Tropicana Field. Chris Sale against Matt Andrews. Rick Porcello goes on Saturday against the very tough Alex Cobb. And on Sunday, Eduardo Rodriguez against Jake Odorizzi. That'll be an afternoon game. Then the Red Sox will head for Baltimore. And a 3-game showdown with the Birds, who are facing the Yankees tonight. 2-2.
Nice.
Fouled into the mitt. He got him. Lowry down swinging. For the second time today, he strikes out.
This is a great 2-2 pitch. Elevated fastball. Joe Kelly has, in my playing days, I don't know if I saw many pitches in the 99 mile per hour range.
Who's the hardest thrower you faced?
Back in the day, it was Randy Johnson, Bartolo Colon. They were the mid 96s. The guys throwing 98, 99, 100. It's quite impressive.
So many guys now.
There's so many power arms out there.
Kelly, one of the hardest throwers, of course, in baseball, regularly up there around 99, 100, 101. Kimbrel touches 100 pretty consistently.
Yes. And when he releases that ball, how it elevates, it seems like it elevates.
You know who else can really bring it out of the Red Sox bullpen, we're finding out, is Austin Maddox. You know, he's up there at 98 pretty consistently.
Saw him the other day, and actually is a strike thrower too. I mean, very impressive.
Yeah, very much. Ryan Healy 1 for 3 today with a base hit. One of only 6 hits for Oakland. That one tagged to left center field deep, rising up near the 379 mark, and that ball's gone. Healy will touch them all, his 25th home run of the season. He's a strong kid, and that'll make it a 6-2 game. He hit a ton of home runs, a lot of solo home runs for Oakland.
This is a mislocation pitch. Vasquez wanted it away. Obviously came back over the plate, and he hit it pretty well.
Right up near the flagpole. You don't see many go there at Fenway, so another run in to make it 6-2. And a home run guy in Olsen, who has gone 0 for 3. He has flied to left, popped to short, and whiffed. So Kelly allowing the solo shot. Olsen has hit 18 home runs, including one last night, which landed in the A's bullpen.
Breaking ball over the plate right there. That's the kind of guys who have long swings are going to hit those type of pitches. This is a guy I would challenge, especially in.
I find his batting stance fascinating to look at because it's so unusual.
You know, with his hands over the plate, by the time he brings them back, it's going to be tough to get to that inside fastball.
He's going to take ball 4. So Kelly walks him. That'll bring out Carl Willis for a conversation. Nobody throwing in the Red Sox pen at the moment, but a home run and a ball 4 brings out the pitching coach. Red Sox today got another start from a left-hander in Pomerantz, and have now started a lefty 95 times, tied with the Dodgers for the most in the majors. For a while there, the Red Sox were running ahead in that category until they got Kershaw back in Los Angeles.
Right.
Now, you worked for the Dodgers, and right now 94 and 52. They're still in great shape, a 10-game lead over Arizona, but an 11-game losing streak, and that terrible 3 weeks where they could barely win a game. Were you as shocked as everybody else?
I was pretty shocked. It's something, you know, it's quite a balance as a manager to try to keep your guys healthy on the field and still try to win ball games. I think Roberts was trying to give his guys a little bit too much rest in a sense, and changing lineups with the September call-ups and so on and so forth. I kind of think that it kind of bit them in the behind a little bit, you know, and that's something you really don't want to do. You want to keep them fresh, but you also want them keep them with the edge of winning ball games. And when you get to lose 11, it can really, you know, show your vulnerability.
They'll still have a great chance to win 100 games, but it looked like it was going to be about like 118 at one point. Bogarts with a high hopper to him, turned close, safe at first base.
That might be challenged right there.
Well, John Farrell does have a hand up. He's thinking about it. He hasn't challenged anything today.
No. I think he's going to be safe.
So there will be no challenge. Chapman safe at first base. And 2 down here in the 8th with a run in for Oakland on a home run by Healy.
That was a nice ground ball to get, though.
Here's Boog Powell, 279 with 3 home runs. They moved him into center field here late this afternoon. He looks at a strike.
That's what you got to do. You got to attack the strike zone in the 6-2 lead. Okay, they hit a home run. You still got to attack the hitters.
0-1 is in tight.
You know, OB, last night we were talking about how Boog Powell got the nickname Boog Powell. It was obviously after the 1970 AL MVP Boog Powell, but his dad and his grandfather are both named Herschel Mac Powell. So they gave him the nickname Boog because they can't be calling Herschel around the house. It just confused everybody. So Boog Powell, it stuck with him since he was a child.
Too many Herschels. Rockhold gathers and gets him at first base to retire the side. 1 run in, 6-2. Sox in command. You can enter for a chance to win custom batting gloves for your entire family. Just visit franklinsports.com/Nesson to enter. Franklin Sports, proud to be the official batting glove of Major League Baseball. Mitch Moreland about to lead off. Last half of the 8th inning coming your way. Red Sox leading 6-2. And a new pitcher will toe the slab here for the Oakland A's. Be their 5th of the day, and that'll be Chris Smith. Making his 12th appearance. Sky high ERA near 7. And he's allowed 55 hits in 51 and 2/3 innings. So Red Sox looking to get some more hacks in today. They have just 8 hits, but have held Oakland to 7. Sox tied it in the 5th inning, 1-1 on a Vasquez solo home run, a no doubter. Added 2 more in the 6th, and then opened it up with 3 runs in the 7th. The A's just got 1 back on a home run by Healy. Moreland today with a double. He's gone 1 for 3. That drove in a run in the 6th inning when the Red Sox doubled 3 times. So Smith out of the pen. I really thought one of the key moments of the game was when Bob Melvin decided to stick with Franklin Barreto. Nice play by Smith. Underhand toss and plenty of time for the out. In the 7th inning, when it looked like the A's were rallying, he had a couple of men on, and he decided to stick with him. Barreto has terrible numbers against lefties. He was 1 for 14 with 10 strikeouts. When John Farrell brought in Robbie Scott instead of sticking with Joyce, he brought in a pinch hitter and he got him.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised that he didn't let him face it. You know, veteran against veteran situation where he's seen lefties before. You bring in a rookie in that situation. I wouldn't have done it.
Red Sox said thank you. I've said that a couple of times today because frankly it's been a very sloppy game in more ways than just that by the Oakland A's. You hate to pile on. They're in rough shape. If they lose today they're going to be 64 and 82, but the reasons are evident.
Yeah, base running mistakes as well as giving a team like the Red Sox another out by throwing the ball away to first base on that bunt situation by Brock Holt.
Right. Kimbrel getting ready. Austin Maddox throwing as well. In the bottom of the 8th inning, Red Sox ahead 6-2. Putting some pressure on the Yankees, who will play tonight against the Orioles in the Bronx. And of course all eyes will be on the Cleveland Indians, who will be hosting the Kansas City Royals tonight, bidding for their 22nd consecutive win.
Making history, right?
They've done that by setting the new American League record, overtaking this Oakland A's club. 2-2.
I sure hope they peak so early, right? They're too early. That's what you want to see. Let them get their wins now.
They're getting them. Get a lot of other people's wins too.
Oh yeah, they're getting them.
Yeah, we'll see what effect that has. Indians came so close to winning it all last year. Remember, they had that 3-1 lead in the World Series. Cubs came roaring back. It was an amazing Game 7, which Chicago won, but would have been another world championship for Terry Francona.
It was an amazing rain delay meeting is what it was.
Yeah, it was. It's what, a 18-minute rain delay, and everything changed.
Sure did.
But in Cleveland, they're going to remember, for a while anyway, Rajai Davis's home run in Game 7. And when we were there, the Sox were in Cleveland recently, and he had just been acquired to the Red Sox, and the fans gave him a wonderful round of applause, standing ovation.
Of course they appreciate that, coming in, making an appearance on a different club, but they remember things like that, big home runs in big situations.
3-2 to Vasquez. Hard hit, snagged by Semien, and throws him up. But Vasquez continues to hit it right on the button even when he makes an out.
Well struck ball right there.
So 2 down. That'll send up Rafael Devers. He's 1 for 3 with the double that began that 7th inning rally and saw the Red Sox score 3 times. He scored the first run in the 7th. Remember, he hit it right down that third base line inside the bag.
That 2-0 count fastball away. He has a great inside out swing. You wonder, how a player at 20 years old can look like a veteran out there. He's played on both sides of the ball. He's able to hit all fields with power, especially opposite field power. Doesn't matter what park it is. It doesn't matter who it's against. The Chapman home run in New York was amazing. For him to have a year like this and still make some plays on the outside, on the defensive side, and show his arm, shows a lot of composure. Great to see.
The home run off Chapman was 103 miles an hour.
Amazing.
In the clutch too.
In the clutch, yeah.
I believe it was 105 on the way out. Brock Holt on deck. Sox in front 6-2 in the 8th. Got into that, popped it up. Racing out Semien, coming on is Powell, and Powell takes command to retire the side. We're going to keep it right here. Red Sox after 8 leading 6-2. Don't go anywhere as we stay in the park. Victory and another series win. Our game summary brought to you by Xfinity. 6-2 Red Sox. Pomeranz can win it. 6 innings again, 5 strikeouts, gave up just 1 earned run. Vasquez hit an absolute bomb out of here. Benintendi's had a big day. 3 for 4, 2 doubles, and 3 RBIs for Andrew Benintendi. So Sox will dip into the bullpen again. It'll be Craig Kimbrell, non-save situation, but he hasn't worked since the 10th. And a 150 earned run average. He'll get Mark Canha to begin the 9th inning. Red Sox ahead by 4. Ripped down the line. That one hit stiff. And Karam's up against the monster. He's going to take a wide turn and head on back.
Great play by Benintendi. Plays that wall pretty good.
Canha with his 3rd hit today.
That ball hit really hard against the wall. Gets one bounce. Turns and fires. Striked. Very nicely done.
Canha gave it a moment's thought, then hustled back to first when he saw Benintendi get to it fast. So that'll bring up Bruce Maxwell. 0 for 1 with a strikeout so far today. Came on to relieve Fegley, the starting catcher. Sox have 6 runs, 8 hits. Oakland 2 runs on 8 hits. Each side with a home run. Healy with 1 in the 8th inning for the A's, and Vasquez in the 5th inning for Boston. Runner goes, and they'll let him go, and the count 2-0. No stolen base, but Canha down to second. Yeah, quick conversation. It's still shocking to me when, in particular, a right-hand hitter, but any hitter, gets around on Kimbrell like Canha did and hits one like a rocket down the line. Like you can count on one hand how many times that's happened all season. It's been a couple of home runs, but it's been so rare to see that, particularly with right-hand hitters.
Well, usually from a right-hander who throws hard, that ball is going to come back to a right-hander since it's on his arm side, and usually when right-handed pitchers make mistakes, it goes to their arm side. So that ball is always coming in to a right-hander, and that's the reason why they most of the time look in and leave the ball away. See how right there, exactly. As you can see, that fastball tails away, and it happens to Chris Sale to lefties as well. This pitch, he wants it in, and as you can see, it rides inside, and that's riding into a righty. Against a lefty, Chris Sale throws his pitch against a righty trying to hit that right-hand corner. Right side corner, goes out for a ball. So most balls are going to go to the arm side. So that's probably the reason why they look in a lot too.
However, that hit by Canha was just the 12th hit all season long off him in 112 at bats by a right-hander.
Well, he is throwing 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, he is.
So that could be something to that, right?
I would think. 3-2, and did not get the call there. So that is ball 4. That'll put runners at first and second. And bring up Semien.
As you can see, Vasquez is setting on the outside part of the plate, and he throws it arm side. You know, that's where, you know, a pitcher focuses on throwing that ball on the block to hit that corner, but it does leave them. The release point is a little off, and sometimes doesn't follow through enough to finish that pitch. And you know that happens to Rick Porcello too as well when he throws a lot of high fastballs.
Semien with a couple of hits today. He's gone 2 for 3 with a walk. Kimbrell showing a little bit of rust maybe here, and he missed there for ball 1, starting him with a curveball. He's not pitched since Sunday against Tampa Bay, although in that one he did strike out the side. And the 1-0. It's rare to see him jerk a pitch like that, but he's hardly done it at all this season. Last year, from time to time, he struggled with that.
He's probably trying to compensate a little bit for that release point where what he's trying to find, finishing that pitch. Obviously, some are going to his left, and that one he actually pulled. There you go, right there.
98, got it by him. 2-1.
That's what he's trying to do right there. Good location, good finish. You know, it takes a couple of pitches when you haven't pitched in a couple of days, you know.
Two 2-1. High fly foul out of play, so he's even up to count on Semien.
He's back on track right now. He may get an elevated fastball right here, or he may go to that breaking ball down in the dirt. Either way, he can whatever pitch he chooses, I think it's a good pitch. Just got to make sure it's not low and middle.
Win and the Red Sox would take a record of 83 and 63 on the road to St. Petersburg. And Tropicana Field tomorrow night with Chris Sale going. Nobody out, 2 on. Ball 3.
Try to dot that corner again, just a little bit low right there. He's probably going to go the same. He's going to go right there again into a strike.
If he walks him, Pinder will come up, representing the tying run. And the 3-2. High fly to right field. Routine play from Mookie Betts. Canna holding at second base, and one man gone. So he gets his first out on a fly by Semien.
I'm surprised he didn't tag up and go right there, but because Mookie wasn't trying to throw him out. You want to put that double play in order. Fly ball, fairly, you know, hit to Mookie. He's just trying to get the ball into second base to keep the double play in order. He doesn't tag up, so that's interesting.
I'll bring up Chad Pinder now. He's gone 1 for 4 today. Did hit into a double play in the 6th inning. Sox would gratefully take that again and head out of Fenway with another series win, which would be 3 in a row on his homestand. And he'll take a strike.
Nice first pitch breaking ball right there. Now he can do whatever he wants. He can go fastball away. He can elevate his fastball, go back to that breaking ball.
Well, no one's kidding anybody these days. You know the Yankees are watching this one. Pounded in at 98. They know the score of this one. A couple of times recently, the Yankees have won in the daytime. The Sox have had to win at night to maintain a lead.
Now it's a little vice versa, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, he went.
He certainly did. That is strike 3, and there are 2 down in the 9th. Pinder fans will argue it with Fletcher, but
he definitely went on that.
Looked from here like he committed.
Great breaking ball, 0-2 count, buried. You could see the head go across the plate. Tough pitch to swing at, tough pitch to hold your bat. There it is.
Not much debate. Here's Jed Lowry now. Been on base twice today, a couple of walks and a couple of strikeouts. First and second, 2 away in the 9th. Pomerantz went the first 6. He can win it. Drew a line, 1 run, 5 hits. With a win, he goes to 16-5 and 10-1 since June 16th. And the Red Sox will see Oakland again next season. And Kimbrel with the 1-0 to Lowry. In there.
Nice backdoor slider right there.
We're going heavy with that curveball and another strike to make it 1-2.
Another tough pitch to hit right there. Backdoor coming 1-1 count. You'd think he'd elevate a fastball there. He went right back to it. Here's that elevated fastball right here. Middle, up.
1-2 to Lowry.
Ooh.
He did at 99.
A little too high.
Red Sox closing in on their 83rd win. About to hit the road. Trying to do it on a high note with a series win over Oakland and a series win over all three opponents on the homestand. 2-2. Another full count.
That's that release point right there. Not finishing in a sense, you know, thinking that he's getting out in front, but it needs a little more. Here's that pitch.
A little bit rusty here this afternoon. Crowd would like it to end right here on a strikeout of Jed Lowry. Runners will be off to the races on the 3-2.
That's that pitch right there. Middle up. Tough to hit. I'd come right back with that pitch.
So they'll do it again on the full count. Canna at second base. Maxwell on at first. Payoff pitch.
Oh my goodness.
He got him. 98 to strike him out, and the Red Sox win it. Final score today 6-2. John, thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Enjoyed it very much.
Experience.
Well, the Red Sox wind up going 6-3 TC on the homestand, and now it's on to the road for a long trip.